Come on. What's this? So we'll be in virtual operations. That means your classes are going to be on Zoom. If you have classes tomorrow. Arturo?
Here.
Adam?
Here.
Clayton? Ryan? Catherine?
Up here, sorry.
Justin? Jacob Breath? Jacob Breath? Jonathan Brock? Clancy? Taylor? Taylor Klein?
Here.
Brandon? Caleb is excused today. Copeland? Colton?
Here.
Duffield?
Here.
Graceland? Hunter?
Here.
Ginter? Savannah?
Here.
Looney?
Here.
Massey? Princess? Namovich? Patel? Kush Patel? Pierce?
Here.
Queen? Emma Queen? Richie? Smith? Sublet? Sullivan? He may be one of the 3 people who dropped. Come on. Bronson is excused today. Beatrice and Max Williams. I think he also dropped a class. In case I get another email, no. I'm not too unhappy about snow tomorrow. We had a required faculty meeting tomorrow afternoon. School's closed to physical presence. Maybe they'll do it on Zoom. I don't know. We'll see.
Tomorrow?
Huh?
Close tomorrow?
Virtual operations. So more than likely your professor is gonna do it on Zoom, but talk to your professor. I don't have classes tomorrow, so I don't have to worry about that. All right. Now, this week I want to start talking about chapter 2. Basically, understanding financial statements. You should view this as kind of a review from your financial accounting classes or financial/managerial accounting. We're going to talk about balance sheet, income statement. We're going to talk a little bit about statement of cash flows, and we will also define financial concept of cash flow, and briefly talk about taxes. First things first. What do you think financial statements are for? Just tell me your idea of what it is.
mean, a lot of them are really used for like companies to keep track of like cash, like flow, cash out, expenses, assets and stuff like that.
You can tell a lot of things, but mostly as a kind of generic term, we're gonna tell stories with financial statements about the firm. You know, these are not stories that your grandmother told you. These are stories about the firm. But just like any story, each story you say has a different audience. You can't take a children's story and tell it to adults. I guess you kind of do it with all the Marvel movies, but other than that, each story has an audience. Kind of clientele or audience for financial statements are not just shareholders, even though it is the firm's financial statements. A firm has different stakeholders. Obviously, shareholders are interested because they invested their money into that firm, but there are parties that actually lent money to this firm. Debt holders. Regulators are interested in it. Overall public are interested in it. So depending upon what story we tell, it has different audiences. Now, we're gonna kind of tell three different general kind of stories. The first story is a story about what the firm owns and what the firm owes. Make that capital as well. What do you think that statement would be? I'll come back to your accounting classes.
Would that be the balance sheet?
It is the balance sheet. In the old days, you actually had these things on paper. It was called a ledger. On the left-hand side, you had the assets, things the firm owns. On the right-hand side, you had the liabilities, which are the things the firm owes, plus shareholders' equity. This is told by the balance sheet. Left-hand side is assets. These plus shareholders' equity, also known as owner's equity, sometimes just equity. We're going to do some abbreviations. By TA, we're going to define total assets, TL, total liabilities, and TE as total equity. Now, since a balance sheet, as the name suggests, must balance, we have the mother of all accounting identities. You guys probably are too young to relate to the term mother of something. Anybody remembers that? You're old enough. When U.S. invaded Iraq back in 2003, Saddam was saying, this is going to be the mother of all wars. That's kind of where the expression came. This is called the balance sheet identity. Total assets must equal total liabilities plus total equity. Kind of makes sense. You know, the value of things that you own are equal to value of debt you have plus your equity. In fact, equity is defined as the difference between value of what you own minus value of your debt. So if you bought a house, that house is now worth $300,000. You have a $200,000 mortgage on it. Your equity is $100,000. That identity must always hold. Now, when we're telling these stories, we kind of tell them in a certain way. We're not simply going to do some alphabetical listing of things that one owns or they owe. There's going to be kind of a structure to it. On the asset side, we list assets of the firm in decreasing order of liquidity. Now, liquidity has a very specific meaning in finance. Things that you can convert to cash relatively quickly, but without actually taking a haircut on value. Cash obviously is liquid. But on the other hand, if you have $10 million worth of 3-month US Treasury bills, it would take you less than half a second to actually sell that all on. And you're not going to have that much effect on the value. On the other hand, you own a Boeing 747, I can sell anything quick. It's just a matter of price. I'll put it on Craigslist or, Facebook Market. And if I ask for $2 million on a 747 jumbo jet, obviously I can sell it just like this. But that means I'm taking a big haircut on the value. Liquid assets or liquidity means the degree to which an asset can be converted to cash quickly